Jamie, I think it's kind of tough to put into words the feeling after that game. The boys gave absolutely everything and just came up short. I think a 2-minute spell in that second half just completely changes the momentum of the game.
I think that was almost our team talk there, obviously just fresh off the back of it, but there was no disappointment, disappointment for the lads and for us as a group. There was no ill feeling towards the players or any individuals. I think we matched them the full game, and I said that to them there. I don't mean we matched them as if they're miles beyond us, and I mean the fact that they won the game. I honestly don't think they didn't win the game at all. I don't think we deserve to win it. I don't think we've done enough to win it, but I certainly don't think they did either. I think both teams turned up and put on really professional performances when we had to be nitty gritty. We were, and at times both teams did try to play because that's what both teams do want to do. But the win machine was just on full pelt today. It was just a bit of carnage at times. People misjudging balls, and not even the big 60-70 yarders. I mean, like short ones, maybe bouncing, it just gets pulled with the wind. It was mad, but quite an enjoyable game because of it. Both teams having to deal with it. Just so disappointing to get nothing for the game.
It wasn't really a day that you put your dog out, never mind play a game of football. And I kind of said at half time that for me personally, it's one of the almost proudest first halves of football I've seen from us. The fact they contained that conditions. They obviously had the wind, did a few early corners, but really they didn't threaten the goal whatsoever.
I say this quite a lot when I speak after games, that during the game you're just always nervous because you can't control anything, so you're kind of always nervous you're going to score, and it's not until you think back now or you look back tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, whatever, you look back at the game, you realise probably wasn't many chances against us. There wasn't much to be nervous about. Sometimes just a wee bit of anticipation anxiety because you're not in control. You're just like, oh, every time they get the ball you hope they don't score. But as you say, when you look back, there's probably not been too many chances against us, and I do agree that the first half full game for me. It's the proudest. I say to the guys there as a coach, with 25 league games left, it's still very much the performance side of the season for me personally. I'm still at the performances. Want to win games, of course we do, but I need to see that we can do both sides of the game, and I think that Alloa game up here we showed that. The Celtic game away we showed that. Today we showed that. We're really showing that everybody knows we can play. We're really showing the professional, kind of mature side of the game now. Just unfortunately get beat 1-0 today.
Obviously, I kind of mentioned it earlier. 2 minutes changed that game in the second half. Zimba, very, 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 very lucky to not be sent off, and then gets subbed for Bavic. He runs up the pitch, sets up the goal.
Right, well, exactly what you said there. I mean, you guys have seen me in here. I've ended up with about 6 defeats. I've been doing these interviews. I don't think I've ever mentioned a referee or an official or anyone. I mean, I'll get emotional, argue the same as everybody else does. Always shake their hands after the game and stuff. I think today I think we were let down pretty badly. But I don't think the full game was just Inverness getting calls. I think there was times they should have had the correct decision. We can accept a mistake, but at this level as coaches and players, we're not the highest level of football. We make mistakes. But the first to put our hands up or have conversations about it, sometimes it's the way you're spoken to. And I know it looks like we're emotional and we're shouting. That's what happens because we spend our full lives preparing for these games, and that's what happens. You're emotional, but we don't start the conversations in that way. But what happens a lot of the time, you're asking about decisions and you're told, sit down, be quiet. It's if school teachers talking to kids. So then obviously you're frustrated. The managers get sent off there after the game. So then you wait till after the game, you try and speak to them properly, like you're told to do. You go to speak to them, they just say go away. They don't even, no eye contact, go away, go away. So frustrations are built, that's what happens. And I'm sure people agree, all levels of football, that at times you're going to lose the head. But that decision you're speaking about, that's his 5th foul after being booked in about the 3rd minute. There's also, in a game like that, you're kind of hoping for a wee bit more leniency for the referee because the ball's bobbling in different ways and it's getting carried and there's wee mistakes. And I don't think there was any bad blood between any of the players that stepped in the pitch today. I don't remember a bad tackle in the game, and I think there was about 10 bookings. And then the one that, and by the way, people can kid on that they don't want players sent off in another team and it's no part of the game. You want 11 v 11. We need to get 3 points and try and get up the table. if they go down to 10 men, we get an advantage. So of course, when he's had 4 or 5 fouls on a card already, and we're on the break and he pulls somebody back, of course we're expecting and want a second yellow, and you don't get it and frustrations just explode all over the place. And that is,
it's a consistency in it as well, is it? Because there's
so
Cammy Smith there gets booked, barely touches man, first foul of the game.
It's honestly, I don't want him standing here on YouTube and just moaning about referees for 4 or 5 minutes, but today was a really bad one, and it's that decision you're speaking about changes the game, because fair play to the staff at Inverness, of course we're going to do that. As I said, it's 5 fouls on a card. That's a clear booking in itself. We're on a progressive run, we're on the break, we just pulls and stops the game, no attempt to get the ball. We don't get the second yellow and lose the man. He comes off, Babbage comes on and sets up the goal. We'll look at, on Wednesday when we do our analysis, we won't even look at refereeing decisions. All we'll look at is how should we have stopped that goal, how should we have adapted better, how could we have created better. But in the moment it's frustrating, it's beyond frustrating actually.
Obviously that's the unbeaten home league record gone. Important to get back next week and start another record.
I would spot on, I would agree with that. I actually forgot about the records, obviously before we spoke about it and stuff, but when the game finished, you're just stuck in this 3 points in league table, and I actually forgot about the record in itself until we were reminded there. Records are nice when they're positive ones and they're going in your favour, but if we don't create another record at the end of the season and we win a league, that'll be good enough for me. If we're creating these positive ones, it's because we're doing well, so that's perfect. But I'm all about reactions. I speak about it when we lose the ball, how do we react, and if a bad game, how do we react, and decisions go against us, how do we react. So that there, we've lost this winning streak. How do we react next week? Can we go and win? There's 3, 4, and we've got 5 full-time teams on the bounce, including the Hibs B. Hibs B were a disgrace, I think we know that, but the last 2 games have been really good, so we really know the levels we need to be hitting now, and hopefully in the next 2 away games, full-time teams, we go and hit those same levels.
On to that game next week, obviously we won our last away game to Kelty, hoping to do the same against Cove. Obviously they've had their first league win of the season today, they'll be looking to kick back up the table.
100%, they'll be looking to find a bit of momentum now. Good result for them today. Us at home, Derby, all the usual stuff, that'd be a massive one for them to go with their own momentum on the go, but we've got our own ideas here, and we're there to win next week. We've got to go and win that game next week and get ourselves going again.